The warmest welcome at sea. Ambassador Cruise Line brings you the World Indoor Bowls Championship. Because moments matter.
Well, a very good afternoon and welcome to the Ambassador Cruise Line World Indoor Bowls Championships 2026. And we're with you live from Potters Resorts in Hopton-on-Sea. Up first this afternoon, it's David Gourlay, MBE from Scotland, against Australia's Scott Walker. Then this game will be followed by an all-England clash between Jamie Walker and Brett Arkley. And our final game of the day at 7:30 will see Scotland's Darren Burnett against England's James Baxter. For now though, let's head on over to the best MC bowls can buy. Jack Jenkins.
Thank you very much, Emily. Yes, welcome back to the International Arena here at Potters Resorts. It is time to bring out our first player for this afternoon's match. And the first player out, we have a qualifier all the way from Australia with national teams titles to his name. Give it up for Scott Walker. His opponent is a former world singles champion with 15 WBT titles to his name. Ranked number 6 in the world is Scotland's David Gourlay, MBE. Hand you back up to Emily Ferguson and Graham Irving-Cole in the commentary box.
And a very good afternoon to all of you tuning in at home. Should be another cracking round in the World Open Singles. And of course, joining me again is Graham Irving-Cole.
Good afternoon again, Emily. Looking forward to this. Interesting game. Again, two different sort of styles of player.
Track length 28 metres.
David Gourlay, MBE, needs no introduction to the world bowls scene. Scott obviously played a couple of games in the pairs. So yeah, interesting. So looking forward to it. I think it'll be another good game. Good line here from David again. Yeah, well played.
2 red.
Scott just needs to work all the way back. Yeah, certainly in for second. Close with the shot.
Hold one, David.
Is Scott Jack High or?
4 inches short of Jack High.
Very similar bowl here for David, if he can work off last bowl and tuck the jack round the corner.
Certainly a good line. Slipping past to a good place.
1 red.
For those of you joining us for the first time, or maybe forget what the format is, it's 2 sets of 9 ends. If we're level after the 2 sets, then we head into a 3-end tiebreak. We also do have a 30-second clock, and each player is allowed 5 timeouts throughout the course of the 2 sets. His own ball here, just very unlucky, although it falls in, he might have a chance.
And to be fair, it does improve it slightly, because previously David had a nice trail on for 4, didn't he? So
Yeah.
certainly limits the damage.
Venture for shot.
Blew it, advising that measure for shot. Change of hand here for David. Good track.
Just going to run out. So we might see a measure on this first end.
Yeah, so measure for shot here in this first end. The officials this afternoon will get Dan Blewett on the rink, and it's Sue Mates who is umpire. Just going back to it again.
Yeah, I think it's quite close.
Just one red. No.
One shot.
green.
Scott Walker.
Tight measure to decide first shot
Let's go 0-1 after
in the
one
first
end.
end.
Jack length 28 metres.
Certainly a reasonable opening ball here in this second end. A couple of feet through.
Yeah, I was impressed by how Scott played in the pairs games. He really kept them in and kept the game alive and found some absolutely superb bowls.
So Scott has made a couple of appearances here before at the World Singles. He was played in 2018 and 2020. Losing his first match on both occasions. Gourlay, MBE, has been an ever-present World Championship since his victory in 1996.
That was the year I was born, Graham.
Thanks for that.
1 red.
Yeah, well adjusted with his pace there. Yeah, just enough to claw back the shot here.
Green.
So not much change here for David. Still the backhand draw. Just slightly over. Certainly going to a good home.
Still just looking for that pace adjustment here for David. Still a nice draw in.
First part's correct. Very close to first shot.
Yeah, well played.
1 shot, David Gourlay.
Set score 1-1 after 2 ends.
Don't forget, we've got a full day of singles action for you. So as soon as this one finishes, we'll be having Jamie Walker and Brett Arkley on our screens. And then tonight it's Darren
Jack length, 28
Burnett
metres.
and James Baxter.
Is that on the tee, Dan?
So Scott will be looking to try and take advantage of that first ball from David. And has done. Well done. Correction from David. Still leaves Scott a chance here to have an easy enough draw.
He's good again here. Wants to work all the way back. Yeah, well played. As you can see there, Scott is bowling with a aero groove size 3. David is bowling with a Taylor Blaze size 4.
Timeout called. David has 4 timeouts remaining.
So David just coming up to have a look at this.
See a couple of options here for David.
Yeah, I
Draw
don't
still
think
on, but also playing the split with his pushing his bowl into the head. Still going for the draw though. Certainly gives him an option with his fourth bowl here. I think Scott will just be looking to draw to that bowl.
Scott Walker just coming past, as you said, Emily, just to match David's last ball.
Yeah, he wasn't far off drawing a third either.
Very close here.
That's really unfortunate. I don't even think he's been able to cut that down.
No, still with 2 for Scott.
And an opportunity to add a third as well. So just the 2 shots then to Scott Walker.
Scott Walker.
Yeah, and he leads this first set by 3 shots to 1.
Set score 1-3 after 3 ends.
Good to see so many Australians tuning in to watch this game, giving their support from the other side of the world.
Yeah, two familiar faces for Australia, because David used to live in Australia. Lived in Australia for a few years. Of course, lives in Sitges in Spain. So I'd be very surprised if either of those 2 balls are first shot at the conclusion of this end. Certainly adjusted here. Just to come up over the seam.
1 red.
Yeah, done enough for the shot, but still a nice bit of room for Scott Walker to take advantage of.
has done.
Yeah, well played.
1 green.
What's the gap?
Scott's bowl, gap is 3 inches.
See a change of hand here. He's maybe just pulled this.
Yeah, her pace was good.
1 green.
Playing the safer hand of the two so as not to leave a shelf that David could maybe lie on.
Just not pushing through, so just a slight adjustment needed for David here. His pace wasn't too bad, just a bowl or two under the line.
Certainly a better line here, Emily. Very close to the shot.
Wants to work all the way back down and fall on the jack. Well, I think he's going to stay upright. If he did fall on the jack, he might well make 2.
Yeah. Brilliant last ball from David Gourlay, MBE.
1 shot, David Gourlay.
Set score 2-3 after 4 ends.
Yeah, just seeing a replay here of David's bowl. Just played the perfect pace there to lock onto the shot bowl and secure him the 1. So he's just 1 behind now. Still early doors into the set. Both players keeping it nice and tight at the moment.
Jack length 23 metres.
And as Jack said in his introduction at the start, David's won 15 WBT titles. 7 of them coming here at Potters. His victory in the singles coming at the Guildhall in Preston. Scott Walker, this is his 3rd appearance in the singles, as was the same in the pairs.
Just going to be unlucky and catch the bowl there.
Yes, yeah. Part of the BPL Champions in Australia in 2019. Just kind of scratching about for weight here a little bit in this end, both players. So Scott with another chance here. So, chance again here for David. It's the underside.
Yeah, it's good enough for the shot here.
Definitely 1 green. Definitely one down with that bowl. I think it's just one.
Still just slightly overplaced, so big opportunity here for Scott to add another one in with his final delivery here. These are those kind of shots that you really need to be making the most of in a game, especially when there's this much room as well.
It's well down again here.
Right, please. Two green.
So measure for the third shot here.
So we'll measure the green ball first against the two red. She's measured the two red, she'll then come back to the green. I think it's a shorter one that's potentially nearer.
Three shots, Scott Walker.
Just a replay of Scott Walker's last
Set
ball.
score 2-6 after 5 ends.
So it's Scott Walker who takes a 6-2 lead.
Back length 28 metres.
So Scott Walker just looking to consolidate the last end. Got a 4-shot lead at the moment. If he can get the next couple of ends, he'll certainly be looking to pick up this first set.
So Scott Walker making the correction with his second delivery. David will just be much of the same here than he was with his first.
One green.
So, chance here.
Just needs to find his pace.
Yeah, just... certainly better. Yeah, good adjustment.
One red.
Not too far away here, all in his running. Great ball, just going to fall away though.
Yeah, a really, really good ball from Scott Walker. As you see Emily falling away from the jack.
But it's a very good second. It's going to make it harder for David to draw another shot in here with his final bolt.
Certainly a good line again. Very close here to another shot.
Well played. Certainly looks like red from our screens, but it can be very deceiving.
2 shots, David Gourlay.
Yeah, 2 shots. Scott Walker conceding the second shot.
6 after 6 ends.
So David going for a bit of a longer length jack. He went for 23 metres. Last time he delivered the jack.
28 and a half feet.
Better opening delivery from David this time. Scott picking a great line, just a couple of feet to come. Very close here.
Yeah, well played, Scott Walker.
1 green.
Jack full's good.
One green.
Is the back ball second shot?
Yes, second shot.
Thank you.
All on his running now. Yeah, really well played.
Two green.
David needs a big bowl here to keep himself in this set. Looking to come down underneath his bowls. Can get them turning as well.
Just playing slightly over. Use his own balls and
Needs to
across.
break down now. That's a great try. He's got a second bowl
Second
out of
shot.
it.
Yeah. Didn't really get much movement in
One
the
green.
connection, side movement with the connection on the balls there.
One shot, Scott Walker.
Set score 4-7 after 7 ends.
Yep, so Scott Walker takes a lead of 7 shots to 4 in this first set. Going into the second last end.
Yeah, David needs to be scoring to give him a fighting chance going into the final end of this set. If he drops even a 1, he's got to pick up a 4 to tie it. So wants to be ideally picking up a 1 or 2 just to make a score on the final end that little bit easier. Can be a bit hard when you're chasing it in the final couple of ends. So
Jack length 26.5 metres.
just needs to take his time, be nice and composed. I mean, he's been in this situation so many
Yeah,
times, so
absolutely.
he knows the drill. And you know David quite well, don't you? How does he face pressure such as this?
I don't really, it doesn't, I mean, I went to secondary school with David, so I've known him for quite a few years. Too many to mention probably, but he doesn't let anything phase him in any way. His set routine for playing matches and stuff, so yeah, doesn't give much away in the green actually, as to how he's feeling and how he's coping. He'll know within himself that he needs to score here. As you say, losing a 1 means he's chasing a 4, but it's not, wouldn't be the first time he's had to chase a set and get a result from it. Scott's certainly taking advantage of when he's getting the chance. He's capitalising. So another good delivery from Scott Walker. They were just looking to an extra 2 feet. He's still struggling here. Very unusual.
Yeah, it's going to be a tall ask. As I said, he really needs to be picking up more than one. It's still possible, of course, but at the moment, it's set lie. Doesn't necessarily make it any easier for David here.
That's probably...
Just needs to be dropping round the bowl on the draw. Needs to have a good weight to force the final end here.
He's certainly through that gap.
I still don't think he's reaching. If he can get a solid contact on that. Has that done enough? Can't quite tell from this angle.
Be enough for second shot.
One shot, Scott Walker.
Yeah.
Yep, so he squeezes out another end of this set.
Set score 4-8 after 8 ends.
I think it's going to be unlikely for David to score a 4 and get the tie, so he just needs to really consolidate, needs to get a bit of consistency back, find his pace to give him that little bit of a confidence going into the second set.
Joys of set play though,
Back
it's a
length 29
new,
metres.
it's a new game if you like. So, let's get the first set out the way. So, Scott pulling up short with his first delivery, so a chance here for David.
Yes, this is a much better start for David Gourlay.
So, Scott Walker just needs to settle himself here. David, chance here to capitalise. It's a view that David sees from the head.
He's good again here.
Yeah, just needs to kick down a gear or so.
2 red.
It's not as close as probably would have liked it, but it is a second shot.
Yeah, certainly stepping in. Scott's just lost his pace a little bit. He'll certainly be looking to just make the adjustment with this one. Doesn't want to leave David within a chance and a hope of tying this set.
It's a better line this time.
Is he up though?
I don't think he is.
2 red.
Yep, so a big
Still
chance
two.
here for David.
Very good line there. Just wants to drift past, doesn't want to leave a catch. So, David's asking the question of Scott Walker here.
He certainly is. I mean, a couple of options for him. He can continue the draw, but having lost the pace with all 3, he might be tempted to play a runner. If he gets any of David's bowls off, then he's secured the set. Equally, he could choose to draw on the backhand and just try and rest inside David's last bowl.
Scott has 4 timeouts.
There's plenty of room there.
Yeah, plenty of options for him here.
All he needs is 4th bowl, so...
I don't. Do you think he'll play away? I don't think he'll play away.
He hasn't throughout the entire set, really, so it makes sense for him to keep drawing. But obviously that option is available to him. He's keeping down the forehand, so just needs to find a good pace here. He's really taking his time with that delivery. All on his pace here. Looks pretty decent to me. Well, the chance is still on here for David Gourlay. He's holding 2. If he trails the jack 2 feet or so, he has got the 4 needed to tie the set.
Yeah.
So although it's a good bowl from Scott, I think he would have much preferred to be the other side of the jack.
Yeah. Chance here as well. He plays.
Yeah,
He's either looking to get the jack or he's going to play through and try and turn Scott's ball away for the 4. Danger is he's too heavy with the jack, and the jack comes. Scott's got a ball here at the back.
Yeah, not an easy shot for David, but it's certainly still on. He'll be trying to take a chance such as this.
Yeah, the set's against him, so a chance to level the set. Fraction high.
Yeah, I think that was a bit too much pace, really.
First set, Scott Walker.
So Australia's Scott Walker takes that first set 8 shots to 6.
The warmest welcome at sea. Ambassador Cruise Line brings you the World Indoor Bowls Championship. Because moments matter.
Decent opening set there. I think David will perhaps be a little bit disappointed with his performance. He'll know that he can play a little bit better, so just be hoping to start off this second set.
He's just was sort of scratching about a bit there for pace at certain times.
Jack length 28 metres.
Yeah, the consistency wasn't there, was it?
Yeah,
he played some big bowls. But Scott Walker just looking for more of the same. Again, I think his consistency could go up a little bit as well.
And of course, if you fancy getting yourself a nice cruise and a 10% discount using Bowls 10, so Bowls in capital letters, then go to ambassadorcruiseline.com. Ambassador Cruise Line are now including Caribbean fly cruises with this 10% discount as well.
All 3 bowls come right back into the centre of the rink there. That's just telling as to how well the carpet's playing this year. Pace has slowed down slightly to about 17 seconds.
To green.
Yeah, great switch here from Scott Walker. Just resting his own ball behind the jack there.
Well played
3
again.
green.
So David just looking for a couple of feet further.
It's not far away here, wants to get up and over the seam. And he has, well played. Still a nice chance here for Scott Walker if he can get that bowl turning.
red.
Any touch or trail on the jacks, very good.
Very close here to the ball.
Sat it down, but I don't think it's fallen down enough to secure the shot.
1 green.
No, it has done. And blue, it says 1 green.
Goodness, certainly deceiving from our screens.
So David just looking for the same ball again. Just needs to, as far as he can get, slide off that ball. Yeah.
Yeah.
Apologises. Apologises. Puts his hand up to Scott.
Yeah, his
shot,
pace was
David
very
Gourlay.
good.
Set score 1-0 after the first
Yeah, see
end.
it just coming down the head there. Got a slight glide off the front, but his pace was spot on. Did acknowledge the glide though, didn't he? And just hold his hand up as an apology. But he has won the first end of this set. Wonder if we'll see a jack length change. Yeah, he's gone a little bit shorter.
Back length 24.5 metres.
Scott's been favouring that longer length, about 28 metres.
Better opening delivery from David this time. An equally better one from Scott Walker.
Yeah, at the moment Scott's just shutting down any chance David has. Just needs to keep chipping away.
Very close here.
Great try.
Slides past the jack.
Not quite enough to get
Agreed.
up and over the bowl there. David just wants to take a fraction of pace off here. Just takes a little bit off, it'll allow it to bend right back.
Close again, Emily.
Very good bowling here, well played.
Superb.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just taking that extra 2 feet of pace off, just allowed it to drop
One
round
red.
the bowls and come down to the jack. Decent reply again from Scott Walker. He's looking to get right back down to the bowl. Oh,
Edge off the ball, took him away there. Very unlucky, really, really good effort.
you can see the view from the mat there. Can't see any bit of the jack. Very similar bowl here for David. He'll certainly be wanting to keep it tucked in. If it can draw right behind the jack, it'd be very good.
Good track again
Just
here.
giving it a fair effort.
Want to move it out.
I think that's just run
One
through.
red.
Not much of a change needed here for Scott Walker. Another great try here. It's just going to run past. A really solid
shot,
head of
David
bowling
Gourlay.
there from both players, but it's David Gourlay who picks up another single shot.
Set score 2-0 after 2 ends.
Showing the other shot that got David the one shot here.
Just played it perfectly. Just came right back and trailed the jack. And Scott Walker didn't really have much to respond to it. Very hard shot, that.
That's probably the best end from both of them at the same time. The standard of bowling was excellent.
Back length 25 metres.
Absolutely, and you usually see that in the second set, don't you? The players, they're a little bit more relaxed, they're more into their rhythm, they're aware of the pace now.
Commentator's curse. So, good track down that hand. Still about 1.5 foot short, maybe.
Yeah, plenty of room to Scott Walker to make that adjustment on his pace. You can see there that David was disappointed, little shake of the head.
Scott just pushing through this again, so a chance here again for David, just to make a 1.5 foot correction or so.
Looks better here. Yeah, he's made the correction. Well played, David.
2 red.
Conversely, Scott just needs to take that yard off of weight.
Yeah, just needs to drop a yard. Closer this time.
Yeah, he needs to stay up as long as possible. Yeah, got a nice touch on the bowl to trail the jack back. Not sure if he's made multiple there.
2 green.
Yeah. Certainly helps with having his bowls behind the jack. Still a nice draw down for David. Even if he draws to the last bowl and falls in, he'll be within a fighting chance of getting the shot. He needs to hurry here.
No centre.
No, a bit of both.
Hasn't centre.
Well, a big opportunity here for Scott Walker. Very similar bowl. If he can just drag the jack a couple of inches, he'll be picking up a 4 here. First bit looks good.
Yeah, he's very good here again.
Needs to fall in. Yeah, I think he's just done enough.
3 shots, Scott Walker.
Yeah, big end then from Scott Walker.
Set score 2-3.
Played the conversion shot
after
really
3
well.
ends.
As you can see, it's just coming down here. Trailed the jack to make a 2. And he just took the opportunity with both hands then, with David pulling up short to drop a 3rd shot in. So just takes himself in front, going into the 4th end now of this 2nd set.
Jack length 28.5 metres.
So Scott just pulling up short with his first ball. And David taking full advantage of that fact.
Yeah, decent reply there.
Your bowl, Scott's, is 3 inches past jack high.
David just needs to back this up with another good second.
Just needs to be inside here. And he is.
Two red.
Yeah, pace was perfect. Well, he's carrying the extra pace, but if he can get the edge.
That was just a shot clock going off.
2 red.
It scared me. I thought we had a protester coming in.
Carry on, David.
So
Yeah, I think we just got a slight technical glitch there. As you can see, the shot clock's run down to 0. So just a technical update for you. Unfortunately, the shot clock has lost its signal, so play is going to continue as normal without that 30-second timer while they work to fix it and get the signal back up and going. When it's back, the shot clock will be reintroduced and the players will be informed of that.
yeah, so a chance here for David to maximise this and get a 3 here. Just looking to be reaching his own second shot ball. Drifting inside, that's good.
It's a great effort.
Doesn't want the edge of that. Well,
No damage. His weight was perfect, just wanted to catch the inside of the bolt. Yeah, certainly still the 2.
2 shots, David Gourlay.
It's a 2 for David. He moves into a 4-3 lead after
Set
4
score
ends in the
4-3
second set.
after 4 ends.
First set, of course, to Scott Walker.
Jack length 24.5 metres.
Good opening delivery again here.
Yeah, and as you can see, the shot clock is back in action. Signals resumed. Great reply here from Scott Walker. Wants to get up and over. Well played.
And just when David thinks he's maybe getting a slight edge on an end, Scott is just pulling another ball out. David, well played here. Just drifting past, but going to a good home.
Two bowls, half an inch.
Needs to hold on here. Any contact on the shot ball?
Oh, he rocked the ball.
Just slided it.
He was just slightly under, looking for the plant of the 2 balls to send the green ball out the head there, I would reckon. Now just checking to see if David's ball's still in play. I think Dan's signalling it's out. So that last ball of Scott's is in the line that David would have been playing with a controlled weighted shot.
Timeout call. David has 2 timeouts remaining.
Just taking a look at this, he doesn't want to get the green ball solid in any way. This is the shot ball from Scott Walker. His first delivery of this end. So yeah, David just back to draw here. Very close, Emily.
Just lacking that tiny bit of pace. The line was absolutely all over it.
Yeah, the Scott's third ball killed the shot that David had tried to play with his own third ball there. very close here. Just pulling up short.
Great try.
What a track he
Scott,
had
Scott
there.
Walker.
So another very tight set for these two.
Set score 4-4
4 all.
after 5 ends.
And just 4 ends left to play.
Jack length 25 metres.
So Scott not going as long as he normally does, which is interesting.
Big chance here for David Gourlay.
Yeah, just the winner of this game will play Martin Puckett, who had a brilliant win over Wayne Wilgrace in the second game this morning.
Yeah, he stormed through. Very quick game, he played superbly.
And David has taken advantage here. And in the other game this morning, Mervyn King had a tie-break victory over Paul Hartley.
Yeah, that was a cracking game.
Yeah.
Could have gone either way. Went right down to the wire.
Paul, who had qualified through the PBA ranking at the end of 2024-2025 for his invite to play.
Two red.
It's a second shot, but David will be disappointed with that. As will Scott be with that. So a chance here for David.
Yeah, it's quite a crucial end in the set as well.
Yeah.
So for Scott just to be scratching around with his pace. So
Doesn't
is
like it.
David, yeah, short.
So big ball here from Scott. He's looking to try and put a yard or so onto his last delivery.
Just sailing past. Big chance here for David Gourlay.
Two red.
It's good yard of room either side of the jack to draw a free.
So just needs to correct his pace here. Line's good. As is his weight.
Yeah, still enough there.
Three shots, David Gourlay.
That could be a very important 3 shots in this game. It's David who
Set
takes
score
us
7-4 after 6 ends.
7-4 lead here. Just a reminder, if David does win this set, we go to a 3-end tiebreak. as Emily said earlier on in commentary, we do have another 2 singles games today, and then tomorrow it's a mixed pairs day.
Jack length 28 metres.
David's well played here with his first delivery.
How far past it?
4-inch gap.
Scott will know he only needs 1 and end here to secure himself into the next round of this competition. His pace is better, but just nipped his line. Gives him a decent second
One
bowl
red.
though.
Yeah, David corrects his second delivery with his third.
2 red.
Scott will play through this, I think. There's the shot.
One green.
Well, it's in the area. I think he's just going to be unlucky with the touch there. Yeah, still the 1 down. Did manage to get a little touch on the jack, but just pushed it to the other side of Scott's bowl. And there is a little bit of room here for him to draw a second and really pull right back in this set and make it really hard for David Gourlay to win the set and force that free-end tiebreak.
Push through slightly. Not by any great margin though.
Shot, Scott Walker.
Yep, so there's the winning
Set
bowl.
score
Just
7-5
came
after
down
7
nicely
ends.
to the shot bowl. Both players will certainly be looking forward to picking up this end.
Jack length 26.5 metres.
Yeah, crucial end here for both players. A decent opening bowl there from Scott. Would have liked to have followed through with a couple of feet. And a great reply as well from David Gourlay, finishing nicely behind the jack there and falling in too. Wants to catch the side of his bowl. Yeah, he's done enough there to push it in for the shot.
On green.
He's just carrying that little extra bit of pace, but managed to lock onto his bowl and turn it into the head. Just forcing David to switch to the other hand now. He's looking to rest the shot bowl. It's half a bowl behind the head, so it does make it available.
It's very close here, Emily.
Needs to run on that pace.
Needs to stay up.
Yeah, it has done.
Dan Blue signalling 1 red. So, Scott will just be looking for much the same. Come to his own bowl. Very close here.
It's unlucky.
Very unlucky.
Wanted
Just
to
sits it
catch
down.
the outside of the bowl rather than pushing it full and it
Yeah.
falling even closer to the jack. It was a really great effort.
Really, really good attempt there. David's
Scott just having a good look at this.
So what do you think he'll do here then?
Well, very similar bowl, and he won't be far away. He's got to be mindful of the fact that the current bowls ratio is 3-1. I'd like to think his second bowl is quite locked in.
Scott has 3 timeouts.
We can't see the angle of the bowl through the gap between the jack and the red bowl.
He was so close with his last bowl. I think he's got to be doing something similar. As we said, he hasn't really played a lot of weight in this game, so he might not be feeling that confident at playing that kind of shot. And as I said, he doesn't really want to be risking his bowl going out the head.
Yeah. Danger as he's slightly high and feathers the bowls. Depends what you get if he gets anything off that.
No,
Yeah,
just
so
pulled it under the head.
chance here for David. Just be looking to try it and make another second shot, but
End declared.
no, he's not. He's declared the
Shot,
end.
David Gourlay.
Set score 8-5 after 8 ends.
So that's the ball just showing Scott just rocking David's shot ball even tighter to the jack. So we're going to this last end in the second set. David Gourlay has an 8-5 lead. He's to win this set to take it to a 3-end tiebreak. He's going longer this time.
Jack length 28 metres.
On the tee, yeah.
Just asking Dan if the jack is on the tee. And the distance here from tee to back ditch, 3 metres on this in this particular competition.
Both players having a little bit of a nervy start here, just dropping their pace.
David will just be looking to get first here. He's looking for a yard further or so. Both players scratching about
red.
the first 2 balls in this final end.
Yeah, it's not looking good for Scott Walker to draw a 3 and tie the set here. David looks better here.
Certainly better this time. I'll be happy with that.
2 red.
So
Can't see a 3 being easily picked up here because the way the shot bowl is, it's making that trail to the 2 green bowls behind quite difficult.
yeah, I would say that it all depends what shot here at this tee, the spot over on the left side as we look.
Timeout called.
David almost running out of time there.
Certainly woken the crowd up. Yeah, well played, David.
Takes it away completely now, I would think. Any
David has
chance?
1 timeout remaining.
There it is. He accidentally picked up the wrong colour ball.
So he did. Yeah, that's what it was. And then
Almost ran out of time.
but it was a double a double faux pas.
Bit of a blonde moment. Playing right through it, hoping for a miracle. Right through
3
the
shots
gap.
in the
So
second set. David Gourlay, match tiebreak.
David Gourlay then takes the second set, forcing that 3-end tiebreak. So that gives you just a little taster of what's on offer here at Potters Resorts. Really is a fantastic facility. You've got all the different activities there. So if you've not been down to Potters Resorts, I'd certainly recommend it.
It is a toe. Scott won the toss. Has given the jack to David in the first end.
So Scott's got the slight advantage going into this tie break. He's got the final bowl on the first end and again on the third end if needed.
Jack length 28.5 metres.
Yeah, so for the first two ends of the tiebreak, just normal rules apply. If the end is killed, then it's respotted. In the third end, each player has the chance to kill the end if they so wish. But for the first two ends here, it's just normal rules as we've played in the first two sets. We don't play shots, it's just whoever wins the end.
Yeah, good two opening bowls here from David Gourlay.
Two red.
David has certainly found a far better rhythm during that second set, and certainly here in this first end of the tie-break.
Yeah, he just found that consistency that he was lacking in the first set. Was still managing to pull out the big bowls, but just wasn't quite settling with all of the deliveries. Scott wants to be doing something with this third bowl, doesn't want to leave everything to his final one. He needs to hold on for as long as possible, even get that solid. Well, he's made it a little bit more available. Still not looking ideal.
Three red. Timeout called. David has one timeout remaining.
So, just a backhand draw here, I would suggest.
Yeah, won't be disappointed that he's gone behind there. Few chances here for Scott. The draw is very much still available, or he can look to try and turn his front bowls a couple. The draw is slightly easier on the backhand.
That's 2 timeouts.
Just needs to be working past his short bowls and dropping back in. If he falls off of the shot bowl, he'll be very close to scoring. So just taking his time here. Well, it's on the tighter side again, so he needs to be catching his bowl solid here.
Just going to flick it away, I think.
It just
I
got
think
the
it's far
half.
enough.
So the first end of this tie break goes to David Gourlay, MBE.
And for the first time in this match, David takes the lead.
Jack length 28 metres.
Still a fair bit of room here for David Gourlay. Certainly be looking to settle on the jack first. He's got that slight advantage that we talk about in the tiebreak of having the final bowl. Just means you're in control a little bit more, aren't you, Graham?
Yeah, especially in this, having won that first end, it's big that he's got last ball here in this second. So if there is second end against him, then it gives him that opportunity to be in control of his own destiny, if you like.
Oh, very poetic. Yeah, he'll certainly be hoping that he doesn't have to play his final bowl here. But Scott's going to try and make that hard. Still just missing the pace.
So this is a chance here for David, if he can take it. Head went down there, but I don't know if...
Well, he has done enough for the shot, but I'm not sure that's going to be the winning bowl of this second end tiebreak. Scott just needs to find his pace. He's gone a little bit wayward the last few ends, but if now's the time to find it, there's no better time here. Certainly looks better. Yeah, well played, Scott Walker, finishing nicely behind the jack there.
Gap is 3 inches, 1 green.
So David just looking to make about a yard adjustment here. Just come up to the shot ball.
All on his pace here.
Just missed the line there.
Yeah, it was a tighter line. Well, Scott's got 2 behind the jack here. Does he look to try and draw a second in just in case David's turning the bowl out, or does he look to go deeper?
I think maybe deeper. I think he needs to give himself last ball here. Furthest back ball.
Scott has 1 timeout remaining.
Because he's got both spots covered.
Almost,
he's off.
Lost it.
He's off. He's mortified. I think he was just trying to make sure he was drifting past. And
He can't even bear to look at this. Nice David coming back up at the head here. Has he seen something different? Needs to be careful with his time out. Yeah.
David has no timeouts remaining.
so what do you think he'll do here? Do you think he'll play through, or do you think he'll just try and draw? I think he'll better play through. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. He's just had another little look at what the angles are here. Scott can't bear to watch behind.
So he's up behind it. It's very close here to the shot.
Has he got the pace? Just not quite reaching.
Second end, Scott Walker.
So we go into the final end of this tie-break. Both players shaking hands again. May the best man win. And of course, being the third and final end of the tie-break, players can elect to kill the end. They do have to let the marker know before they deliver their bowl.
Jack length 29 metres.
So going back to a slightly longer length here. David Gourlay with the opening bowl.
Yeah, we're delighted with that opening ball.
Yeah, if ever there's a time for a back toucher, it's now. Decent reply here, wants to hold on for the jack, and he has done.
What's the gap?
As you can see there, he just trailed the jack. No, didn't come up on our screens, but we could see it on the green out in front of us. So switch of hands here for David.
Good track.
All on the pace here. Needs to slow down. Just going to drift past.
On green.
Scott switching with him here. He'll just be wanting to improve on his shot bowl here. Knows how good David Gourlay's been drawing to the jack. So just wants to make it as hard as possible. Not far away here.
Far past is my ball, please.
18 inches past Jack-O.
Yep, no messing around here from David. Knows he just needs to take that little bit of pace off.
He's just missed a line again, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
taking too much.
2 green.
At the moment with the angles, both bowls do go out the head. I think Scott needs to be getting another one in there. If he can get to David's bowl behind the jack, that'll be very good. Well, he's running for cover, but I think if David's getting to our screens here, the left-hand side of the bowl, I think both of Scott's
Yeah, both
will
bowls
go
will
out
go.
the head.
His choice here is both bowls go, or is it a draw to the jack to try and move the jack slightly?
I mean, he's certainly been favouring his draw and playing the draw very well, so he might well stick with it, but the option is there if he does want to play through. Looks like he's sticking with the draw. So David Gourlay to save this match.
Doesn't like it.
He really doesn't like it. He's not sent it. Well, what a
Third
game
end of the
that
match,
was.
Scott Walker.
And it's Australia's Scott Walker who will booking himself into the next round. Got off to a great start.